And welcome in, everyone. Thanks so much for stopping by here once again, as we'll be doing some trivia night here. I haven't done this in a while, and we got a little bit of time before the restart, so I decided that I wanted to do trivia night here once again, everybody. So welcome in, guys, and thanks so much for stopping by. Man, a warm one today. As I was traveling home up north, and it was quite hot out for sure. Hey, Goody, thanks so much for stopping by. Wow, Austin Dillon winning at Texas today. Yeah, I heard, man. 1-2 finish for RCR. That's crazy. Wow. Man, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, 1-2. That is just, man, just nuts. He just stole a playoff spot right away from someone. Hey, Darnell, welcome in, bud. Thanks so much for stopping by. Vegas Vix, what is good, man? I actually did not see the end of the race. I was coming back home today. I was up north in New Hampshire, coming back home from vacation, so I actually got home like a little bit while ago. Hey, Dakota, what is up, man? Thanks so much for stopping by. Vaughn, what is good? Kevin, welcome in here, bud. Doing pretty well, hanging in there with everything. It's just another day, I guess. We were up in New Hampshire over the weekend here for the past couple of days, but finally to get back. But wow, it was a warm one outside, that is for sure. Yeah, I heard about that skinny Carmelo, that he transferred himself into that. The term was coined out there, what Vegas Vix put out here. My Tortoise is doing pretty good, Hawkeye Nation. Except he was trying to get into the poison ivy yesterday when we were up on vacation, and good thing we stopped him before he started eating like a lot of the poison ivy, but he's fine. He's doing well. Bull gonna play small forward in Orlando. Interesting. Wow. So Bull is back. He's been injured like since I think December 2018. That's crazy. So the Denver Nuggets gonna have a Bull finally. I remember he was projected like to be like a draft pick around like 15 or so. He fell back to the back of the draft last year. So Kevin's super excited. He is in for trivia night here. Yeah, if you guys want to play trivia night, just let me know. Just put in on the chat, and then I'll put your names down here. Who's the highest paid basketball coach? I think it's Coach Cal for Kentucky. I'll take a look at it. And see. Yep. Coach Cal for Kentucky makes over $8 million a year, and then Coach K for Duke makes over $7 million a year. And then, wow, Mick Cronin for UCLA. It looks like, according to this USA article back from March, Mick Cronin is the third highest paying head coach right now. Rick Barnes at Tennessee and Chris Beard at Texas Tech. So those are the top five highest paying head coaches right now. Less than 2 weeks until the ladies golf tour resumes, so I'm sure that Vaughn's going to be excited for that one. Yeah, major heat wave up here today, Vegas Vix, and then tomorrow's is supposed to be bad as well, like over 90 degrees, heat index of 100 plus, and then after that it shouldn't really be that bad, which is good. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is supposed to be high 80s, but it's not gonna be like 95 to 100. But that's how it's been. Like I feel like the past couple of years, like mid-July or so, around this time, because I went up to the race in New Hampshire last year, and man, it was a scorcher. It was 100 degrees up in New Hampshire to watch the Cup race a year ago. This would have been the weekend for the Cup race, except the schedule and everything had major changes because of this pandemic, so they pushed the Loudon race back and put in Texas for today. But man, that was a hot weekend, and then this was basically a repeat of that. SEC's trying to get a full season, even though other conferences announced they're going to be just doing conference games. Wow, yeah. SEC hasn't called anything yet with their non-conference games, but the Pac-12 and the Big Ten have. So all the hype about Alabama versus USC, and it's not going to happen this year, unfortunately, because the Pac-12 already called off their non-conference games. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about the SEC, so it looks that way right now for sports, and that's where the majority of a lot of the stuff is down over there, as far as it's getting out of control. Florida, Alabama, Georgia, it's just really out of control down there right now. Yep, 11 days. NBA is back, man. Cannot wait. So Vaughn heard that college football season could be played in the spring. Yeah, I heard about that too. That they're thinking about playing in the spring. They're thinking about the Ivy League to put it in the spring. A couple of the other conferences, the conference that UNH and UMaine play in, they actually canceled out their fall seasons there, and they're thinking about doing the spring as well. So a lot of stuff could be pushed over to the spring, it looks like. Vegas Vix was in his pool trying to cool off. Yeah, man, a hot one today for sure. Yeah, no problem, Goody. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. Yeah, I have the Rhode Island cap over there right now, but decided to go with the Providence cap once again. Yeah, that's unfortunate. No Ohio State versus Oregon. That's too bad as well. So yeah, I'll start probably in about like 5 minutes or so. We'll start with the trivia night once we get like more people in here or everybody. But hopefully everything's going well out there, and we're getting closer right to the restart. Closer by the day, which is great. It's just crazy how time's just like flew right by or so throughout the summer. Like, I can't believe that if you're in school, I can't believe that the summer basically, for if you're going back to school, the summer's halfway over right now. That we're already past the mid-July point. We're going to be to the NBA restart the end of July, like really soon, and then going to August, and then after that, it's just August, and then September. It's just crazy how time just flies. Like, it feels like the 4th of July was just yesterday, that Memorial Day was a couple of days prior to that, and man, it's just, it flies by so fast. So Vegas Vic's excited for Noah Horchler coming in for PC. Yes, and Noah Horchler coming into PC. He's excited for that. Jared Bynum is as well. Ed Crosswell they got from LaSalle. He's supposed to be sitting out, though, I think. But they got a lot of good transfers coming in for PC, which is awesome. I'm really excited to see Jared Bynum because he's going to take the spot of Lawan Pipkins at the point guard. Hey, welcome in here. There's my girlfriend. She's on the channel right now. Welcome in, Charisse here. My girlfriend on the channel, but hope all is well here. I'll get to see you next weekend, by the way. So, hopefully you had a great weekend out there as well. So who directed the film Well Water? Maybe that'll be a trivia question someday here. But that was actually her. That was my girlfriend who directed that film. She produces a lot of good films out there. So if you enjoy watching films on TV, she's gonna be a really big film director someday and producer. Great job with screenwriting and designing the films, which is awesome. That's what she enjoys to do. You don't want to be like Rudy Gobert touching the microphones and then infecting yourself, unfortunately. How many caps do I have in my collection? I got a bunch. I got like, I think like 25 or 30 different caps with college teams. I got a couple of professional sports teams, more for like Major League Baseball growing up. Because I played on like a bunch of teams in Little League, so I have caps of those teams that I played for playing baseball growing up. I think, yeah, I played on the Tigers, on the Dodgers. I played in the Cardinals in Senior League for baseball. So a lot of stuff that I played for. And then I have a bunch of college caps too. I remember there was a store open in downtown Disney. It used to be the ESPN store. I had a ton of college caps, so I used to go there. And then we used to have Olympia Sports in the shopping mall, one town below me, and I used to go there quite a bit to buy a lot of those caps. Oh, wow, throwback of the day there. Dakota's doing his 1999 NBA draft right now. That's awesome, man. That's a throwback, bud. What's my feeling on Luka Garza? Yeah, I think he's going to return to Iowa. So more likely to return to Iowa than go to the NBA. Isaiah Livers, he returned. So Isaiah Livers returned to Michigan, and then there was another college player, Lonzo Verge. He returned to Arizona State. So we got like quite a bit of players now returning to college, like deciding to return rather to go to the NBA because they haven't done like any of those pre-draft workouts yet with NBA teams, and it's kind of tough now because all these NBA teams are in the restart too, so it's kind of tough to get like advice on like what to like improve and stuff when you get to the NBA. Say if they land into the G League for next season, like what to improve upon, and that advice isn't really like there like right now because the teams are basically getting ready to the restart. So I think a lot of the players right now on the fence are probably going to go back to college most likely, and I wouldn't be shocked if Luka Garza decides. Yep, we are getting closer for sure. We are getting closer to school once again starting up, and then also getting closer every day to a vaccine for sure, Vaughn. And Dakota's first pick is in. Awesome, man. So we're going to start off Trivia Night in just a moment. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to be definitely excited to see what Noah Horchler can do for this upcoming season for Providence. So we usually start about 15 minutes past the hour, 1 minute until 8:15, so that's what I'm going to do. Hey, welcome in, Bradley Bud. Thanks so much, my man, for stopping by. So we just joined Trivia Night in time. Before I start, don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit... I think everybody's basically from this channel anyway, so nobody knew just yet. Here's the rules in case you guys forgot. I'll put them right in there for you guys. 20 questions we got for today. First 14 questions are going to be worth 1 point. Last 6 questions are all bonus points questions, with questions number 15, 16, and 17 2-pointers, and then the 3-pointers with 18, 19, and then question number 20, the big one. The last one's the 4-point question. And that's basically it. No looking up the answers, and then just put the answer into the chat, and then that's basically it. I'll give you guys probably like a minute or two to go over the answers. Hey, welcome in, Diego. Thanks so much, bud, for stopping by. So we're just doing Trivia Night right now. We're going to get to the first question today. So here we go. Question number 1 for everyone. Here's number 1. So James Harden leads the NBA with the most made 3-point shots this season with 271. Who is the second player this season with 244 total 3-point shots? So what we're looking for right here is who is number 2 right now currently this season in the NBA in 3-point shots. And by the way, all these questions tonight that I'll be asking, all these questions happened during the NBA from this past season. So these are 2019-2020 NBA questions that happened throughout the season, right before the season was suspended. Hey, welcome in, Behind the Arc fan. Thanks so much, bud, for stopping by. No problem, man. Oh, wow, you have homeschool right now, like 10 a.m., but he's on break. No problem, man. Thanks so much for stopping by here, my man. So Dakota, first pick comes in here. Future Hall of Famer for sure, Kobe Bryant. He's got for his NBA draft he's doing in right now. His throwback drafts. Yes, my girlfriend definitely knows who regular Jason is. We saw regular Jason. It's only me and her that get that, and then we see normal Jason, and then there was a player that we saw for college basketball that played on the team that looked like really like that Jason guy that she knows. The Jason guy that my girlfriend's referencing to is somebody who comes over and helps out her brother at the house. Skinny Mello will get injured, Vegas Vix is predicting. That would be unfortunate for the Trailblazers if Skinny Mello does ending up getting hurt. Alright, I think we're going to lock in the answers for everybody here. As we'll go over this first answer for everyone. So I will lock in the answers, and then we will get to the answer right here. So this is the first question. Out of the 20 tonight, James Harden leads the NBA with the most three-point shots with 271. Who's the second one on the list with 244? The answer to that one was Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. You guys got it correct. He had 244. Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat, he was just one short with 243. And actually, Damian Lillard, if you add up the three-pointers made average, Dame time actually is number 2 in that list. As he has 3.9 made three-pointers he averages per game. But he's only made in the season 226. So that was the answer to number 1. Now we'll get to the answer here to number 2. So we'll get to the question here for number 2 before the answer. So question number 2 here. On January 6, 2020, this team beat the Milwaukee Bucks by 22 points. This win happens to be the largest margin of defeat this season for the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're looking for the team that blew out the Milwaukee Bucks, and this is the largest loss as far as a point total this season for the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're looking for that team name that beat the Milwaukee Bucks by 22 points this season. And that game took place on January 6th of 2020. Yeah, Vaughn puts out, I thought that the NBA season was canceled when the NBA announced that the season was suspended. And I said, no one would win the championship. That's what it looked like for quite a while, honestly. Because March Madness was canceled, and it didn't look too promising at first with the NBA, especially like the weeks after, especially like late March into April. It was crazy, especially like the Northeast corridor, like New York, New Jersey, and Mass. That's where like a ton of cases were at that point, and then everything is just completely gone south from there right now. Alright, I think I'm going to lock in the answers for everyone. So we will get to the answer here. So, answer to question number 2. This team defeated the Milwaukee Bucks by 22 points. The largest defeat of the season for the Bucks happened on January 6th of 2020, and indeed it was. The San Antonio Spurs final score 126 to 104. So everybody once again got it correct. So perfect 2 for 2 right now, all across the board in the trivia. Okay, question number 3. Here we go. Here's the third question. In Zion Williamson's debut against the Spurs on January 22nd, 2020, how many points did Zion score? So we're looking for Zion's point total from that game against the Spurs. Happened back on January 22nd of 2020. Wow, the Rose Parade got canceled for 2021. Am I surprised? No. I'm not surprised. Even if they have a vaccine by the new year, they're still going to have to distribute it out to like millions and millions of people. And that's going to take some time just to like distribute out the vaccine, because you have to get different age groups first. It's probably going to be like the most vulnerable that you give the vaccine to first. Like anybody in a nursing home, anybody who has like a lot of like underlying conditions are probably going to go and get it first. There's going to be a long line for the vaccine, and you're probably going to have to like hit like a certain amount of requirements to get it. So it could take a while before like younger people, like the younger audience of people without any underlying conditions, can be able to have access to that vaccine. Next pick is in for Dakota. It is Shaq there. So Kobe and Shaq, what a team. He's making a super team right now in this draft. That's awesome, man. Hey, Colin, thanks so much, bud, for stopping by. So I'll put his name down on the list here. I'll give you guys some time to answer this question if you just jumped in. So question number 3 is, in Zion Williamson's debut against the San Antonio Spurs on January 22nd of 2020, how many points did Zion score in his NBA debut? Yeah, no problem, Dakota. Feel free to ask it. I think she left the chat, Hawkeye Nation. She's usually in the chat for like 5 to 10 minutes, and she's probably back at work right now. But she makes movies basically about like the culture that she grew up and stuff about. She's of an Armenian background, so her family actually immigrated. She has like a lot of family out towards like Armenia, out in Iran. I think that's where her parents were before they came over to the States. And she kind of like makes a lot of movies about like kind of like into like cultures and like viewing like kind of like how people like view different types of cultures and stuff. Kind of like what we're going through like right now in the nation and things like that. Yeah, I agree, behind the arc fan. Nets right now, it's really unfortunate. No Spencer Dinwiddie for the restart, and that's a major problem right there. Just a bunch of players just not going to be a part of the restart. And then they've got players too, and like right before they've tested as well and couldn't participate in the restart either. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answer here in just a moment. In just a moment. The 82. The 81. Yeah, that was 81 was his highest, Dakota. I actually am interested to see how many he got here of 60. Oh, wow. He's got 6 games with 60 points that Kobe scored throughout his career. He had 81 points, though. Wilt Chamberlain got the highest forever point totals with 100. 81 points against the Raptors. That was back in 06. Alright, so we're going to lock in the answer here. Zion Williamson's debut, and he scored on January 22. It was 22. He was perfect from downtown. 4 for 4, made 3-point shots in that game. So that was the answer to number 3. Alright, moving on. Question number 4. So we'll take a look at that. Number 4, how many games did the Toronto Raptors win on their winning streak from January 15th to February 10th? So we're looking for the amount of games that the Toronto Raptors happen to win on their winning streak that went from January 15th to February 10th. Oh, that's awesome. So Colin's been hooked on the overtime prolific prep series. That's great, man. Yeah, Vegas Vic's putting out either Lakers or Clippers will win the final. I think it's going to be the Lakers, but I think it's going to be an all-Western Conference final there between Lakers and Clippers. Clippers are the deeper team in my opinion, but now with the time off, I feel like LeBron is just going to be too much to handle. LeBron and AD, just I think they're just going to be too tough to put away. But I think that game could go 7. If they go into a series there in the Western Conference Final, I think that series could definitely go 7. I think the Celtics versus Bucks in the finals. Celtics do have a chance, though. The only way that the Celtics can win the Bucks, I feel like, is something's going to have to happen to Giannis. That's the thing there for the Celtics. I think it's going to be Bucks-Lakers in the finals, but if something happens to Giannis, the door's just wide open. Alright. So Bradley's got Clippers, Celtics in the finals. Yeah, possibly. So a lot of stuff can happen in this restart too. Alright, looks like I'm going to lock in the answers for everyone. Looks like everybody's keeping up right now, as we will lock in the answer to this one. Answer to number 4, Toronto Raptors winning streak this season. And it was indeed 15 straight wins they had at one point right there for the Raptors. So that was the answer to number 4. Alright, question number 5 for everyone. TACKO Fall made his NBA regular season home debut at the TD Garden. It was on December 20th, 2019 against this team. So TACKO Fall made his NBA regular season home debut. We're looking for his home debut here for TACKO Fall. His home debut, of course, at the TD Garden, home of the Celtics. The game took place on December 20th of 2019. What team did TACKO Fall play against in his NBA regular season home debut? So what we're looking for here is the opponent, the team name that TACKO Fall played against, as far as what opponent did he play against in his debut. And this one is the home debut that he played in at the TD Garden. Oh, sorry to hear that, Colin. Man, that's unfortunate, bud. Man, that's unfortunate. His AAU preseason tournaments get canceled. Man. A ton of stuff's gotten canceled. Man. Well, they've been playing baseball in my area now. They've been doing Little League for about a month. It's just... It's gonna... I don't think they're gonna have football for high school for this year. I just can't see how that's gonna happen. Like, you put all those kids on the bus with the coaches, and you go out to away games there for football games. I just don't see that happening at all. Like, I don't think there's gonna be like high school sports either. Probably until like the new year. It's just unfortunate with everything that's happened so far this year. Alright, so I'm gonna lock in the answers here to this one. We're looking for the team that TACKO Fall took on at the TD Garden, first game for his home debut, and it was indeed the Detroit Pistons for number 5 there for TACKO, so that was the answer. Alright, question number 6. Number 6, during the 2018-19 regular season, Russell Westbrook tallied in 34 triple-doubles. How many triple-doubles does Westbrook currently have this season? So, we're looking for the triple-double amount that Russell Westbrook currently has this season. Oh, yeah, definitely behind the arc fan. For sure, they need to stop Brook Lopez. They had a monster game right before the season got suspended. One of those games that the Bucks were just out red hot. In the second game they took on the Celtics, like, everything was a make from the floor. Like, everything went down. Oh, that's awesome. So Colin's local gym just opened up. That's great. Jeez. That's not good. 979. Wow. I remember when my state was like that back in like March and April, and it got out of control. We got 3,000 one of the days. It was so out of control. The odd thing now is that, like, so many people are going to the beaches that, like, the beach communities around here with the smaller populations actually have, like, higher case numbers than the cities and stuff for this week. I think I heard that the city of Providence only had like a 2% increase this week in cases. I think during like the last 7 days, whereas like the communities of the coastal communities in Rhode Island, Narragansett and Newport, they had like a 20% increase in their cases. Wow. So shattered the record today. Wow, 610 to 979. That's not good there. That's unfortunate. And there wasn't even fans at the Kentucky race either. So they can't claim that there was no fans at the race either. Philadelphia canceled large gatherings until the end of February. Wow, that's quite a while. Man, so like right before March Madness, so no fans at all, it looks like. As far as like for Villanova, that's right. Villanova, St. Joseph's, LaSalle, Drexel. Those are the college basketball teams. Temple out of Philadelphia. And then the 76ers for NBA games. That's going to take like a big hit as far as like when they open up the season, probably around December. It's going to take a big hit if things don't go back to normal, and then they can't do like tickets and stuff for some of these places. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answer here for this one. So question number 6, we're looking at how many triple-doubles does Russell Westbrook currently have this season. Looking at the triple-doubles, he had 34 last year he totaled. And this year he has 8 currently. So that's the number for Russell Westbrook, and everybody got it correct. So everyone doing well here through the first 6 questions. Gonna get to question number 7 for everyone. Here's number 7. Number 7, this rookie is currently 5th in the NBA in shooting percentage, making 62.3% of his shots from the floor. So we're looking for a rookie here in this question. So this rookie is currently 5th in the NBA in shooting percentage, and he has made 62.3% of his shots from the floor. Yes, yep, the previous one does count behind your fan. Vegas Vix was in Narragansett yesterday. Yeah, they were limiting capacity. They went from like 75% down to like 25% in Narragansett, at Scarborough Beach in Narragansett, and then out in Westerly at Musquamacut Beach. And Gina Raimondo for Rhode Island, the governor, she told people who come from Mass they need to go home now. They're only like allowing Rhode Island plates at those 2 beaches. There's just gotten like overcrowding. Like a ton of overcrowding happening at the beaches now. That's probably why Rhode Island's gone just way up in cases. Like they've gone this past week they were at like 14 cases one of the days. Like they were doing so well. They were at like 20 cases, 40 cases, 14 cases. And then this week we saw that they hit like over 100 for one of the days. And then it's been like constant 70s throughout the week, like high 60s, low 70s for cases. Hey, thanks so much, Colin, for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, bud, for spending some time on the channel, my man. But enjoy your night, by the way. Yeah, it doesn't look promising, Kevin, right now as far as fans at college hoops games. Doesn't look good. Some of them you can get away with. You could have fans go to the college games in New Hampshire or Maine because they got big enough arenas that they don't even generate fans. It's all about the team. That's like a lower power conference team like that, like teams that barely generate fans to start with, like teams like the Citadel or something like that, or any of those like lower level mid-major teams. But if you want to go to like a power conference team or so to see like Kentucky or Louisville, Duke, UNC. It's like there's no way that that's gonna happen. I feel like, because all the sellouts that they had, like now it's just gonna be no fans out there, unfortunately. Oh, for sure. This would be over if people did what they were supposed to do. And how bad does the society really want sports? And these past 2 months, it seems like they don't want sports back. It seems like people just don't care about stuff getting back to normal, unfortunately. Hey, welcome in, Diego, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can see, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Michael Jordan, my man. So he goes Kobe, Shaq, and MJ. That's a solid 3 for sure. That is the legend squad right there, Dakota. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answers here to question number 7. Looks like everybody put in their answer here. And we'll go through this one. So number 7, this rookie, making 62.3% of his shots from the floor right now. 5th in the NBA in shooting percentage. And that happens to be Brandon Clarke, the Memphis Grizzlies, the NBA Summer League MVP there, as he is the answer for number 7 on the list. Alright, moving on. Question number 8. Here's number 8. So, one day after the passing of Kobe Bryant, this player scored a career-high 50 points. So, we're looking for the player here who scored a career-high 50 points, and it happened on January 27th. Who's winning in trivia? Looks like everybody's doing really well right now. We have a tie all across the board. Perfect 7 for 7s here. Vegas Vix Vaughn, Kevin, Darnell, Bradley, and Behind the Arc fans. So everybody's doing so well here tonight on the trivia, which is great. All 3rd to 12th graders and teachers have to wear a mask in California. Wow. Yeah, over here in Mass, it's anybody 2nd grade or above has to wear a mask, and then the teachers have to wear a mask too. This is gonna get scary. Like every single day, I'm dreading it. Like every single day myself, because my mom works close contact. She works as a paraprofessional in my town school district, so she's close contact with these kids. She has to take the kids on and off the bus every day, and these are preschoolers who's part of like the special needs program at the school district. So like they don't have to wear a mask because a lot of them are 5-6 years old, so they're before the 2nd grade level. It's just it's really scary, and it's just really scary because my dad works in the same school district as my mom. He works as a janitor for the school district, and then my sister works in the school district as well as a chorus teacher and a music teacher. And this year they don't have any chorus because the whole thing with the aerosols that it can spread from this, and chorus is going to be the last thing to like just resume ever, because all the viral particles that get spread from singing. There was a chorus out in Washington, and there was people that died in that chorus because they had a rehearsal back in early March, and they said that they socially distance each other. They were 6 feet apart, and they still spread it to each other from singing. It's just really scary, like that they're gonna be going back to school in September. And they had like a whole like guideline thing go out today, as far as like what happens if somebody in a school district tests positive, where to get tested, how to get tested, and things like that. But yeah, California, they have to wear a mask from grades 3 to 12, and Mass is 2 to 12. And then New Hampshire, actually, they laid out their guidelines earlier this week in New Hampshire, and the governor said that masks are recommended but not required. So he's not even requiring a mask in New Hampshire. And they're still doing Laconia Bike Week in New Hampshire. That's gonna bring in thousands of people. That's next month in August. Like, they still got Laconia Motorcycle Week. They still got that running there. They, like, when I went up to New Hampshire this week, they got like a ton of events over there. They got like I saw a sign outside on the side of the road that said job fair. There was like a job fair this weekend at one of the places up in New Hampshire. It's crazy that they just haven't got pounded yet. They're supposed to have another rally for the president soon. It's crazy. So let's see here. We got some of the answers locked up. I'm probably gonna lock in the answers right now for everyone. So put here, lock in the answers. So here we go. So one day after the passing of Kobe, this player scored a career-high 50 points, and it was Eric Gordon of the Houston Rockets there. Quite the performance by him. All right, we're going to move on. Question number 9 tonight, almost halfway through trivia. So here's number 9. This player currently leads the NBA this season in total minutes, played with 2,243 total minutes on the courts. So we're looking for the player that currently leads the NBA this season in total minutes. And this player has played 2,243 total minutes on the courts. Yeah, Bradley was the first one to lock in his answer. And then there was like another like solid like minute and a half, 2 minutes. I'm glad that they finally got baseball back. Like, they got baseball going on right now with the exhibition games. Toronto Blue Jays can't even play at their home stadium. They said that no teams are allowed to go into Canada, so they can't even play now in Toronto. That they have to go back to their spring training facility. That's unfortunate. Really, just unfortunate that they have to go back to their spring training facility. I'm shocked that they weren't allowed to go back and play. That'd be cool if they were able to play for their AA affiliate. If they were able to play up in New Hampshire and Manchester, where the Fisher Cats playing, because the governor of New Hampshire would definitely have fans of the games. So that would be a way for sure to make revenue for the Blue Jays. But I guess they have to play down in Florida. Much safer, too, because they're taking on the Red Sox during the exhibition games to start off. You got the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Mets, all in the area. The Phillies. Like, if they had stayed in New Hampshire instead of going down to their, if they had gone to their AA affiliate for the Fisher Cats up in New Hampshire instead of going down to their spring training site down in Florida. Because now they're just located, it's basically near the Marlins and the Devil Rays. And then it puts the players more at risk, too, because they're down in Florida where there's like 15,000 cases a day, whereas if they had gone and played at their AA affiliate, it wouldn't even like be a thing that would cross their mind, basically, because up in New Hampshire they're only dealing with 25-30 cases per day. Alright, I'm going to lock in the answers to everyone in just a moment, so if you haven't done an answer yet, just make sure to lock it in. I think everybody got it in anyway, so here we go. We're going to lock in those answers here. So the answer to number 9 here, the player who currently leads this season in total minutes on the courts, and it happens to be Tobias Harris of the 76ers, so that is correct. So that's for the total minutes on the court there. For Harris, if you add up the average minutes on the courts, he is not to be seen winning that top 20. Yeah, he's 21st in the NBA actually when you do the average minutes per game. Damian Lillard actually leads the average minutes per game with 36.9 minutes per game, which is interesting. But Tobias Harris, he has only played on average per game for minutes. This is interesting right here that he ranks 21st, 34.5 minutes per game there. But with injuries and stuff like that and players sitting out, the player that's been like the consistent there, logging in the minutes, and that has been Tobias Harris there for this season. Yeah, he's played in 65 games. A lot of these other players have played in like high 50s or so. A lot of games in the 50s, a couple in the 40s too. That's in front of them for like average minutes played, and then a few like in like the low 60s. But he has played in a bunch of games, 65 so far this season. All right, so next question here for everybody. Halfway through, we're on question number 10. So question number 10. This team is last in the NBA this season with a team average of 102.9 points per game. So we're looking for the last place team here in the NBA this season with a team average of only 102.9 points per game. So the least scoring team currently in the NBA this season. Yeah, I actually made a pretty cool scoreboard slide, which is going to be great to debut for the restart games, which is going to be awesome. So that's what I was actually doing this weekend, kind of like designing some of this stuff for like the restart and things like that. Alright, I'm going to lock in the answers for this one for everyone. So looking for the last place teams so far in points scored per game this season, with just under 103 points scored per game on average this season, and it was. Indeed, everybody got it correct. The Charlotte Hornets there for number 10, so congrats. Here we go, moving on. Question number 11. Number 11 is, this undrafted rookie from the Eastern Conference scored 32 points. The game took place on February 2nd, 2020 against the Chicago Bulls. So we're looking for the name here of the undrafted rookie. He's from the Eastern Conference, and he scored 32 points, and it was against the Chicago Bulls back on February 2nd, 2020. Vaughn hasn't been out in public since June 10th. You might want to go out a little bit more out in public to safe spots. But just make sure that you're safe, and if you got people around you, make sure that they're wearing a mask, man, because you don't want to be locked indoors throughout like a long time. That's the thing. You don't want to go out to like a ton of public places though, especially where people don't have a mask on. It's probably not a good idea to go to the shopping mall in your local town either, and run in with those kids from the gang that will probably be there without a mask on. But yeah, everybody in my state wears a mask. I've gone to other states though, and people unfortunately haven't been able to wear it. I actually went to a beach last week with my girlfriend, and there was only 6 of us on the beach as far as like total people, and that was at lunchtime. That was at right smack in the right after lunchtime, around like noontime, basically noontime, 12:30, 1 p.m. We went out to a beach and it had 6 people there. Hey, welcome in, Alex here, bud. Thanks so much, man, for stopping by. I've been pretty well. So he arrived in Baltimore on Friday. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for stopping by, Alex. Hope all is well and everything. But hopefully your trip was awesome, man. Yeah, I hope so too. Hopefully everybody will have a good night. It was a warm one for sure, man. Really hot, scorching night outside. It's gonna be even warmer tomorrow up here. Alright, I think we're gonna lock in those answers. Gonna give you guys 30 more seconds to lock in the answers. I'm gonna put the timer on here. Just sure, feel free to stop on by, Alex, and hang out for quite a bit if you like. Just make sure to lock in your answers here, or I'm gonna have to crack down on it. Alright, I'm gonna lock in everybody's answers to this one. So we're looking for that name of the undrafted rookie from the Eastern Conference. He scored 32 points back on February 2nd, 2020. Happened against the Chicago Bulls. And the answer was Terrence Davis from the Toronto Raptors, as he was undrafted, played college basketball back for Ole Miss. So he is the answer there to number 11. Question number 12 here. Which team did HASSAN Whiteside record 10 blocks against on November 29th of 2020? So we're looking for the opponent here that HASSAN Whiteside recorded 10 blocks against this opponent back on November 29th of 2020. Oh, whoopsie. 2019. Whoopsie. I'm going to change that. Yep, he pointed that out. Let's see. Yeah, we haven't reached that yet. I know Vaughn had a great November, but we haven't reached that yet. Sorry about that. There you go. 2019. We haven't got to 2020 yet. So, yep, 2019. We're going to be there faster than you know it, though. And hopefully, things are looking better by then. I really do hope so. Ooh. I'm probably the next one most likely will be probably streaming like the NBA games and stuff when they restart at the end of the month. So that's probably when my next streams are gonna be most likely. I'm gonna be probably doing like a ton of videos or so right before that. I have a couple of things that I've been working on as far as like content trying to get on the channel. I haven't released it yet though. I still need to like research a couple of the teams to get it out there. One of the things that I have that I'm trying to get out there hopefully before the restart is predicting every single game for the restart as far as every single team's schedule and predicting their record. So I'm trying to get that out as well as far as that being a video. So I'm gonna have a good amount of videos. Probably in the next stream though, it's most likely gonna be the NBA restart and stuff when they do start it up or so. There's gonna be a good amount of games that I'm gonna be doing too. And then I might do another trivia night next week. It depends on my schedule though. So I have to see. But yeah, enjoy the night for sure, Alex. Thanks so much, man, for stopping by. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answers here for everyone. Question number 12, which team did HASSAN Whiteside record those 10 blocks against back on November 29th of 2019? And it was the Chicago Bulls there. So that was the question in number 12. Moving on, question 13. How many double-doubles did Andre Drummond have this season? So question number 13, we're looking at the total of the double-doubles that Andre Drummond currently has this season. I think I asked this one, maybe prior. I had this as a question. So yeah, looks like everybody's doing well on this one. Hey, welcome in, WinVal. Thanks so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate it for being a part here once again. Who will be the best player of the playoffs here? Hey, Andy Bud, welcome in here. So it's Andy on the channel. I'm probably gonna go with LeBron in the playoffs. LeBron or Giannis there for the best player of the playoffs. But I think with this time off, I think LeBron's going to go on a tear now. He's got AD alongside of him, and since he had the time to rest up here, I think the Lakers are just going to be really tough to beat. I think it's going to be an all-LA final, Clippers-Lakers for the Western Conference. And then I think for the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Bucks-Celtics. If Giannis is, like, for some reason hurt, or if he tests positive, like, during the finals, then that opens up the door here for the Celtics to possibly make it to the finals. But I'm going to go probably with LeBron and Giannis right now. And then as far as maybe other players to look out for, I would definitely look out for Jason Tatum, because he can definitely take over. WinVal's going for Joel Embiid. That would be big for Philly too there. Ben Simmons is supposed to be playing power forward now. They're supposed to have Shake Milton at the point guard. So Philadelphia could very well surprise some teams here in the restart and post like a pretty good record. I think they could make it to the conference semis. I think for Philly, possibly maybe the conference finals, but it depends on the path there. How will November 20th, 2020 look like? It's probably going to be a different day. No students in school, most likely. So Donovan Mitchell going to be the best for Bradley here. he puts. Yeah, it's going to be big for Donovan Mitchell because no Bogdanovich now. So everything basically falls on Donovan Mitchell here for the Jazz. Alright, so going to go on this answer here for everybody right here. Question number 13. How many double-doubles does Andre Drummond currently have this season? And right now he finished up with 47 since his team isn't in the playoffs. So he ends up with 47 for the season. Alright, moving on. Final question here for the one-pointer before we get to the bonus questions. Here's question number 14. So number 14, this player currently leads the Oklahoma City Thunder with an average of 19.3 points per game this season. So I narrowed it down quite a bit here. We are looking for the player. He's on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he averages so far this season 19.3 points per game, as he is the leader of the Oklahoma City Thunder as far as he leads the team in points per game this season. That's what I mean as far as he's the lead. He leads the team in points per game this season with 19.3 points per game. Yeah, JJ Redick is going to have a huge factor for sure here. Lonzo, Zion. Hopefully everything's well with Zion. He had to actually leave the NBA bubble to take care of a personal matter, but he should be back in time before these games start, hopefully. If he follows all the right protocols and like gets tested prior to going back to the bubble and then tested or so once he gets there, and make sure that he tests negative every time so he can keep on continuing. But I think I think Zion's going to go on a tear as well during this restart. Hey, welcome in here. Duck Doran, thanks so much for stopping by. So yeah, we're just doing a little bit of trivia here tonight. Doing current questions for NBA trivia throughout this past season for 2019-2020, leading up to the restart we have coming up at the end of the month here. Just doing some trivia on the channel. We got 20 questions tonight that we do. First 14 questions are worth 1 point, and then after that, it's bonus point questions. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answers for everybody. In about 30 seconds or so, I'll lock in the answers. Alright, just going to lock in the answers for everyone right now. So, question number 14. This player currently leads the Oklahoma City Thunder this season with an average of 19.3 points per game, and that happens to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander there for number 14. Alright, so, we are through so far the first 14 questions for everyone. So we take a look at it now. Every single question correct here so far. Perfect 14 out of 14 for Vegas, Vix, Vaughn, Darnell, and Bradley here so far, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with me right now as we're going to get to the bonus questions. So these questions hopefully going to get harder throughout the next couple of questions or so before we finish it off, as we'll start off the first bonus one, 2-point question here for number 15. Looks like this. Number 15, this player scored a career-high 39 points for the Philadelphia 76ers on March 1st of 2020. It was against the LA Clippers. So we're looking for the name of the player here that scored a career-high 39 points for the 76ers, and it was against the LA Clippers back on March 1st of 2020. Do I know a team called Fake Madrid? I know Real Madrid, not fake Madrid. I think there's like a new team that's supposed to be coming in for soccer too. Alright, it looks like we got some answers over here right now. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Steven Adams does continue with the Thunder for next season, or if he does get released in free agency and where he goes to, because a lot of teams are looking for a rebounder for next season. Steven Adams can definitely deliver as far as helping another team out rebounding. So it all depends on what the Thunder want to do, if they're going to keep Adams or have him continue for the future for him. But wow, what a season for sure for the Thunder though. Like I thought that they'd miss the playoffs, and I'm shocked right now that they have potential to be like, to possibly go up and beat out a couple more seeds if they keep on winning games here during the restart. Yeah, there's been a lot of younger players who's really been able to take over this season. As far as like filling in for an injured player, it's been a lot of the younger players have really stepped up their game and have helped out a lot of these teams this season. We saw that with this one player we'll go over in the trivia right now. But here we go. This is answer here to 15. 39 points against the Clippers happened to be Shake Milton. So these young players able to help out their team, and we've been seeing it a lot so far this season. Shake Milton just came in the month of March just out of nowhere, and he's been on a tear here. Now they want Shake Milton to take over the starting point guard role. Now they're gonna have Al Horford on the bench starting off. The chemistry just wasn't there this season as far as Al Horford. They wanted him to play power forward, and it was just, I don't think he ever like knew how to play power forward before that time in the NBA. See, he was always used to playing center. Now they're gonna have Ben Simmons take over at power forward, and then Shake Milton at the points, and then have Horford play off the bench for this upcoming season, which basically changes it a lot, because you're making Simmons and Embiid there. That's gonna be tough to handle right down inside. 1-2 right there inside, man. It's going to be tough when they change it up like that for opponents to try to take them down, and they're going to look for that chemistry for this restart as far as the 76ers with a new look. So Shake Milton, the answer there to 15. We'll move on to question number 16. So here's number 16 as the questions get tougher now. What was the first quarter box score of the Dallas Mavericks blowout victory against the Golden State Warriors back on November 20th of 2019? So we're looking for that first quarter box score. It was but the game between the Mavericks and the Warriors. It was a blowout victory, that game, by the way, against the Mavericks. I actually called it on my channel, and that game was back on November 20th of 2019. So we're looking for the first quarter box score. At the end of one, what was the score when the Mavericks took on the Golden State Warriors back on November 20th of 2019? Yep. Yeah, Al Horford is getting up there in age right now. He was basically he's like a veteran presence on the team. He's got more experience than like the rest of the players in the team. Yeah, the Blazers definitely win well. They need a lot of help inside for sure. So we're looking for a score for this one. Yep, November 20th. I remember I covered it on my channel, and I was shocked that I actually had, like, I think I had, like, 12 people sub that game, and it was out of control. It didn't even start, like, right from the start. It was just off the bat, just a horrendous game to call. Like, I think on my channel, like, all the games that I've ever called, like, that one had to be, like, the worst game that I've ever called before. This game that I'm talking about, just because of, like, how bad it was. Like, it was a blowout from the very start. Like, Golden State was just not in the game at all. Alright, so I'm going to go over the answer to this one for you guys. Got a lot of 45s on this one. So, what we're looking for the 2-point question for this one is what that first quarter box score happened to be, the Dallas Mavericks blowout victory against the Golden State Warriors in that game. It took place back on November 20th of 2019. See, I'm just going to bring it up. Alright, so the final score happened to be 142 to 94. That was the final score. I saw a lot of 45s in here for the first one. The point gets the 2 points on this question though gets awarded to Bradley here. He was correct. It was 44 to 16 at the end of the first quarter. So it was actually a 48-point victory in this game by Dallas over Golden State. Final score was 142 to 94. But yeah, at the end of the first quarter, Dallas was leading by 28 points. So Bradley gets the 2 points correct for that one. Everybody else got it wrong. I saw like a lot of 45s for that one. So congrats there to Bradley. He gets that one correct. And we'll move on to question number 17. So here's number 17. Caris LeVert scored a career-high 51 points against the Boston Celtics. This game took place back on March 3rd, 2020. How many points did LeVert score combined in the fourth quarter and overtime? So he scored a career-high 51 points against the Celtics. We're looking for the point total that LeVert had combined in the fourth quarter and in overtime. So we're only looking for what the combined point total was for the fourth quarter and overtime, whatever he scored. That game, I think it was at, let's see here. I was able to call it, so it wasn't a late game. It was a 7:30 p.m. game, so it started out 7:30 p.m. Eastern time that day. It was what, a Wednesday or a Friday? That was a Wednesday. Okay, yeah, that was a midweek game. It was right before Thursday Night Football. Wow. So that was a Wednesday game. Hey, welcome in, Dwayne. Thanks so much for stopping by, bud. So I actually I didn't watch this game, but I remember looking at the highlights of this game, and this was crazy. That he went off for like this many points in the fourth quarter and overtime. And the Celtics were up by so many points in this one. So we got quite a bit of different numbers here. So let's see what we got. I'll lock in the answers in just a moment. Yeah, I'm just doing NBA questions tonight here because that's what I plan on doing for just to get people excited for the NBA starting up again. I actually did college questions back in May when I was doing it. I did like a lot of like college basketball questions when I did trivia back in May quite a bit. Yep, Vaughn still hasn't listened to It Feels Like Tonight since February 16th. Alright, I'm going to lock in the answers for everyone for question number 17 here. Final 2-point question before we get to the 2 3-pointers and then the 4-point to close off. And here we go. Question number 17. How many points did Caris LeVert score in the fourth quarter and overtime in his career-high performance? 51 points against the Boston Celtics back on March 3rd of 2020. And he went off here in the fourth quarter and overtime. Bradley got it correct again here. So it was 37 points. The answer to this one. I saw quite a bit of answers for this one. 31, 49, 51, but it was 37. Oh, Darnell came in as well with it. So I got this as well. I was, some of the times it comes in like a couple of seconds late or so, but it actually goes through like before because I'm on like a delay a little bit. So Bradley and Darnell got that one correct there, 37. And we'll go on to the next one here. Question 18. So here's number 18. How many games this season has Jason Tatum scored 30 or more points in? So this one's a tricky one here. We're looking for how many games this season has Jason Tatum scored 30 or more points in. So we're looking for that game total. Tricky one right here. Yeah, I don't plan on doing WNBA or G League because probably I don't think like a lot of people are like know about WNBA in the channel because I don't cover NBA games. I'd have to look up like a ton of WNBA stuff too because I actually don't watch like WNBA myself. So I would have to see like take the time out to do like a bunch of questions for that. Somebody asked me, why don't I do high school questions sometime? Because a lot of the people on my channel, like a good amount, they're into like the college basketball recruits too, and the high school academies too. So a lot of people talk about like the top high schools that they have for high school basketball. Oh, cool. So WinVal watches a tiny bit of the LA Sparks. That's awesome. Alright, looks like we got a lot of different answers coming in for this one. So this is the first one for a 3-point question. Yep, Jalen Johnson's going to Duke. They have a bunch of recruits or so. I know Kentucky has 6. Kentucky's the #1 recruiting class, and then it's between Duke and UNC right now for #2. It's like so close between those two. Alright, so I'm going to lock in the answer for this one. For everyone once again here. So we're looking for how many games did Jason Tatum score 30 or more points in for this one here. And we actually got some correct answers, so congrats here. This one, a toughie out. And you guys got some correct answers. So Vegas Vicks, Darnell, and Bradley all getting the answer for this one. It was 14 games there. So 14 games Jason Tatum went off for 30 or more points in those games. So that was the answer to number 18. Alright, moving on. Number 19 here. Take a look at question number 19. Next 3-point one. How many overtime wins does the Miami Heat have this season? So we're looking for the number of overtime wins the Miami Heat have this season. Oh, wow. And then after this, I'll do like a tally up to see how many points you guys have. Let's see. These were tough questions tonight. See, we got quite a bit of different answers on here for this one. We're just tallying up the answers. Let's see. Yep. Alright, I'm going to lock in the answer in just a moment. Great to play trivia once again here. Had some difficult questions in here as well, especially the past couple. But these questions were like tough questions for sure, like the score type of questions and things like that. Alright, so we're going to go over this answer right now. So this one, a 3-point answer for number 19. how many overtime wins does the Miami Heat have this season right now? And that would be 8 overtime victories. So 8 overtime victories, and they have a record of 8-1 in overtime so far. So that's what it looks like so far. Oh wow, Vegas Vix has got work tomorrow from 5 to 3, 5 in the morning. Man, that's some dedication to be up and early and out of work right there, bud. That, man, so you get out at 3 for work. I actually get out at 3 as well, but I start my work day at 7. That's some dedication there, my man. Yeah, you should definitely listen to It Feels Like Tonight sometime, Vaughn. So let's see here. I'm going to add up the totals. 16. Yeah, 10 hours of work. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to add up the totals here for everyone. Let's see. So in first place, Bradley's a perfect 26 out of 26. He's in first place heading into the 4-point question. In second place currently is Vegas Vix. He is 22 points out of 26. And then in third place is Darnell with 21 points out of the 26. And then Vaughn's got 16 points out of the 26. And then Dwayne entered in. He's got 3 points. And then Duke has got a point as well. Yeah, feel free to do it whenever, Vaughn. That's some dedication over Vegas Vix right there. 10 hours of work, my man, for tomorrow. Alright, so final question here for everyone tonight. Question number 20. The biggie, the 4-point question. So here happens to be the 4-point question. Here it is. Question number 20. So I'll read this out to you guys. It's in a little bit smaller print here for everyone. So I'll read it out a couple times. So here's the 4-point question. This NBA restart team has a 5-26 record against opponents with a winning percentage of 500 and above. It happens to be the worst record of all 22 restart teams versus teams with a winning percentage of 500 and above. Now, we're not looking for the worst record. This doesn't have to be the team with the worst record in the NBA restart out of all 22 teams. What we're looking for here is we're looking for a team that happens to be an NBA restart team. So we're looking for the team name of the NBA restart team who has a record of 5-26 this season currently against opponents who have a winning percentage of 500 and above. Now, what 500 and above means? It means teams that have a record of basically an even record of each other. Say if they had a record of like 37-37 or anything better than that, a record of like 38-36. Any team that's better than that, like 50-22, 55-15, like any record like that, we're looking for teams that have a record of 500 or above. So this NBA restart team is a 5-26 record against opponents with a winning percentage of 500 and above. It happens to be the worst record out of all 22 restart teams against other opponents here, against teams with a winning percentage of 500 and above. So, quite a lengthy question. Hey, Alex here, bud. Thanks so much for stopping by. So, Luka Garza, he's got the update here. If he returns, but there's money and opportunity on the table for him now, depending on if he wants to go to the NBA. I think he's going to come back, though, Alex, because the whole NBA draft, like the pre-workout draft stuff, it's kind of tough to get, like, feedback from scouts and, like, what you need to do, because the teams are going to be in the restart for the NBA very soon. So, the head coaches, the GMs of these NBA teams, they won't be able to see, like, the NBA, like, these players here who's on the fence on if they're going to do the NBA pre-draft workouts, because they'll be back at the restart. So, a lot of these players are returning back to school because they're not getting, like, enough advice from the pre-draft workouts on whether they'll stay or go to the NBA. Because we saw earlier this week, Isaiah Livers, he is back from Michigan, and then Alonzo Verge is back for Arizona State. So there's two players that just withdrew their name out of the draft list. And will be back for college. Should you be scared? Probably not. I have a really good feeling that Luka Garza is going to come back to Iowa. And even if he doesn't come back, they still should be solid for next season. But that's their chance, though. That's the difference between a Final Four team and, like, a top 20 team. That's the difference between being 4th in the rankings and 20th in the rankings there, though, with Luka Garza. That's the only thing. Alright, interesting here. I'm going to go over the answer here in just a moment. Yeah, I have a good feeling that he's probably coming back too, Alex. Alright, so interesting answers we got for this one, as Vaughn's girls are on the course July 31st playing golf, so there we have it. Alright, so we're going to go over this answer for everyone right now. So the answer happened to be the Orlando Magic for the restart team that went 5-26 against teams with a record of 500 and above. So that's actually funny here. We had a lot of Charlotte Hornets for everybody here. But either way, Bradley had won it anyway. So Bradley is the winner tonight. It didn't matter what happened, because everybody had clocked in there with the Hornets, basically. But Bradley wins tonight, so he gets first. Second place, Vegas Vicks. Third place, Darnell. Fourth place, Vaughn. And that is it. So Bradley realized that. So he gets his perfect score here. He finally realized that a big oof with the Charlotte Hornets not being an NBA restart team. And he corrected himself by putting the Magic here. So it was the Orlando Magic was the one that has a 5-26 record out of all restart teams. So actually nobody put the Wizards, which I'm shocked about. Like, nobody put the Wizards or the Suns for that one. So the Magic actually has a better record, but just against tougher competition, they have struggled a ton for this season. Yep, Winval had put the Magic there, so we got 3 points for that one, as he came in later in the stream. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for stopping by here for trivia night. I appreciate it here. As we were just looking for, like, time to fill tonight and stuff like that, and it was great having you guys on as well. So I'm planning to do, like, a good amount of content and stuff like that throughout the course of the week, like a good amount of videos. Hopefully that'll be coming out later this week and stuff like that. And then I'll be back once the season starts up. Once again, streaming for you guys once the NBA season starts up. But yeah, Vegas Vicks, man, good luck tomorrow at work. He's got a really early morning there, 5 to 3, 10-hour work day. Best of luck, man. Racking in the money tomorrow. As Vegas Vicks is a working man, my man. Glad to have you back once again here. Hey, I appreciate it, Bradley. Congrats, my man. So Bradley gets the W tonight in trivia. CJ Frederick. Yeah, I heard about that. He's going to take 6 weeks off after surgery to make sure the right foot heals. He had surgery on 4 days ago. And he should be good to go for if they do start in time for basketball there for the season opener in November. He should be good to go. Yeah, a lot of young talent for sure for the Phoenix Suns. They are an up-and-coming rising team. Them and the Hawks, as far as young talent, they are up-and-coming. Or so once we get into like the mid-2020s, that team is gonna be like on the rise, and they'll be pretty good by the time we get to like 2025. Like if everything goes well and they just keep on adding some really good pieces to their team, they're gonna be like right in the thick of things in the playoff race for sure. Like 4 or 5 years from now, or so. Devin Booker for sure is a star though, and yeah, for sure Memphis as well. John Morant is just, man, he's just out of this world. And the Pelicans too. The Pelicans as well with Zion. There's a lot of like really good young teams out there that they have like a lot of potential out. He's like next like 4 or 5 years to really just really prove it and rise or so. Will the Pelicans make the playoffs? I'm gonna go yes there. I think the Pelicans are gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna force a play-in against the Grizzlies, and they're gonna take down the Grizzlies in 2 games. I think the Pelicans are gonna be the 9 seed. The Grizzlies will get the 8 seed. And I think during the restart, I think the Pelicans are gonna lose the first game to the Grizzlies in the restart, but they're gonna come back when they have the play-in series that the lower seed has to win 2 games so the 9 seed would have to overtake the 8 seed to win 2 games and sweep them in the play-in, and I think the Pelicans can do that. So I think the Pelicans are gonna take the 8 seed away. So and I think Rookie of the Year, it's gonna be either between Zion or Ja for Rookie of the Year, and whoever outperforms on the court during these NBA restart games, whoever's the better player and whoever wins these games, I feel like that's going to be the deciding factor between who gets the Rookie of the Year. So Sam from Sportscaster Vaughn puts out, doesn't know the kind of girls that Vaughn likes. Yeah, you probably shouldn't know that either. He's a good man though. He's a great commentator for sure. Alex praying that Luka Garza stays at Iowa. I get a good feeling that he will. I'd be shocked that he doesn't. That's already set in stone here with the Lakers making the playoffs. They got a good chance to for sure, in my opinion, to make the Western Conference Finals though. But they're already in the playoffs. All right, so I think that's basically it for tonight, everybody. But yeah, big thank you all for stopping by here on the channel for some trivia night. Depending on my schedule, I might have trivia night next week, but I'm not sure yet. Depending on my schedule, we'll see. So just stay tuned as we go through like later this week. Just stay tuned. Hit that notification bell to make sure, if you guys haven't done so, to stay tuned for like more coverage to see if I'll be doing another stream next week. I do have I've been planning out like quite a bit of videos though, or so, that I've been in the process of doing that. I plan on having released throughout this week or so once I get those finished and stuff with researching things. So I do plan on having that out hopefully during the course of this week. I got one that I'm trying to like predict all the wins and losses for every single team out of the 22 team restart. That takes like a lot of time though. I have to go through like every single game and stuff like that, but it's gonna be great when I have it finished and put out there for you guys. So I'm gonna wrap up. Big thank you all for tuning in for trivia night, everybody. Before you go, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, and thank you all guys for stopping by tonight. As this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by.